What is happening to Dubai, the pearl of the Persian Gulf, the city of wonders on the edge of the desert? Rumors of decline and disillusionment are circulating. But is it really the same Dubai we're talking about? Just a few decades ago, it was just a small fishing village, and today it has become a metropolis of all excesses, attracting millions of people in search of opportunities and a better quality of life. Dubai is extravagance and excess embodied, where the islands are artificial and the marinas intelligent, where the sky is adorned with the hand of man, at the top of the 828 meters of the legendary Burj Khalifa. It is also a huge laboratory in the heart of the desert, where tradition and modernity merge, attracting hundreds of thousands of tourists, companies and investors every year, seduced by its meteorological, financial and fiscal climate. Dubai, the second most powerful emirate in the United Arab Emirates, just behind Abu Dhabi, the political capital, is the economic capital and has been shining for 2 years. However, Dubai is a young city in a young state and, like other capitals, it is sensitive to world developments. Changes in the balance of power between the world's superpowers directly benefit him. Since the war in Ukraine, it has turned into a wealth magnet, attracting capital from all over the world at unprecedented levels. However, this causes some changes, not all positive, and mixed reactions from many residents of Dubai. So, what is really happening in Dubai, and can we really announce its imminent end, as we can see everywhere? In the following lines, I will answer all these questions. Rain partnership. Is this the end of the dream called Dubai? This is a trend that seems to be emerging among some residents of the emirate, who find the city less attractive than before, to the point of convincing some of them to leave the country to look for better opportunities elsewhere. At first glance, one wonders what is wrong, because Dubai is a modern city with high performance and recent infrastructure, state-of-the-art health services, and an intense social life. It is a world-famous tourist destination, with emblematic monuments, a city considered one of the safest in the world. It is also the economic hub of the United Arab Emirates and a global financial center that is home to many multinationals, offering an ideal environment for business. The emirate covers an area equivalent to half of Corsica, very urbanized around Dubai, and enjoys a 50 kilometers frontage on the turquoise waters of the Persian Gulf. This postcard setting is magnified by the presence of incredible artificial islands, on which luxurious villas inhabited by the richest owners on the planet are spread out. 3,330,000 inhabitants inhabit the emirate, 3 times more than 20 years ago, representing 35% of the total population of the United Arab Emirates. However, a particularity should be emphasized. Almost 90% of the population is foreign, composed of expatriate workers and their families, occupying positions in multinationals established in Dubai. Wealthy travelers who decide to put down their suitcases, seduced by the places and the almost non-existent taxes, but also small hands. These workers from Asia for the vast majority, who work for 3 times nothing and are often exploited. The Dubai dream. Dubai is not only a city of luxury and wealth, as shown by the brochures of the tourist office. The contrast between the Marina district and the slums of Dara or Sonapur is striking. However, Dubai is a unique city of its kind, where you can find gold vending machines next to classic cash machines, the largest cemetery of luxury cars abandoned by their owners, and public health policies offering gold in exchange for pounds lost as part of a campaign to fight overweight. It is only in Dubai that you can attend camel races mounted by jockeys' drones between the golf courses and the Formula One circuit. 50 years ago, Dubai was just a small, bustling port city, where you could only meet Bedouins and fishermen in the streets, and maybe a few camels and horses. Dubai has a rich history of almost 3,000 years, but it was in 1958 that everything changed for the emirate. At that time, Dubai was ruled by Sheikh Rashid bin Said Al Maktoum, a well-known name among racehorse lovers, because Godolphin, the Al Maktoum stable, is today one of the best in the world. Dubai was then one of the main port cities of the Persian Gulf, located on a strategic commercial axis between Oman and Iraq. The population lived from the exploitation of pearl oysters, shipbuilding and trade in general. Everything changed in 1966 with the discovery of the first exploitable oil reserves in the Fayday field, which propelled Dubai and its inhabitants into a new world. Although the size of the reserves is not exceptional, oil has allowed Dubai to develop rapidly, acquire new equipment, and significantly improve the standard of living of its population. However, the leadership of the emirate already knew that the reserves would run out in about 20 years and had big plans for the United Arab Emirates. They wanted to make Dubai as prestigious and sought after for business as London, Paris, or New York, and transform it into a global hub for luxury tourism. Sheikh Rashid was engaged in the construction of the airport, the World Trade Center, and gave way to his eldest son, Maktoum Al Maktoum, who structured the financial services and diversified the Emirates' economy. 10 years later, at the dawn of the new millennium, the city had completely changed. Insolent expansion. Dubai has completely changed its face and derives its energy from natural gas present in large quantities on the border between the Emirate of Abu Dhabi and Dubai. With a population of more than 3 million inhabitants, whose standard of living is comparable to that of the most advanced economies, Dubai did not stop there and was carried away by a construction fever. In 2002, UAE finance opened up to foreign investors, which led to a decade of major projects such as Palm Islands, palaces, amusement parks, and the Burj Khalifa. In 2006, one of the sons of Sheikh Rashid took over the reins of the emirate, the current Emir Mohammed Al Maktoum, better known by the acronym MAM. Dubai then experienced a growth close to 20%, and MAM continued the development program by granting foreigners the right to become owners. However, this growth has had consequences for real estate prices and rental yields. Unfortunately, the party was short-lived. The financial crisis of 2008 caused the market to plunge by 48% in a single year and put all construction projects on hold. However, Dubai resumed its growth in 2010 and experienced an exceptional rebound until the health crisis of 2019. Dubai lives mainly on luxury, which attracts the largest fortunes in the world and stimulates domestic consumption. Individuals do not pay income tax, but property applicants must pay a tax of 4% of the amount of their purchase. Dubai also derives resources from its exports, including oil, natural gas, precious stones and metals, machinery and chemicals, shipped to the United Arab Emirates, India, Japan, South Korea, and China. However, like many other countries, Dubai suffered from the health crisis with a deficit of 574 million euros in 2020, which widened to 1.1 billion in 2021. Tourism revenues have collapsed, real estate prices have plummeted, and nearly 250,000 people have left the territory. Dubai had to call on its neighbor Abu Dhabi and the Emirates Bank to obtain an emergency extension equivalent to $20 billion and consolidate 2 loans that were maturing. The Emirates' debt is now a major concern. Strengths and weaknesses. The Emirate has reached a debt of $80 billion, or almost 80% of its GDP. However, everything changed in February 2022 when Russia crossed the border from Ukraine and the first volleys of sanctions fell. The United Arab Emirates and Dubai have chosen not to take a stand and remain neutral, which has allowed the emirate to attract a new clientele. From the beginning of the year 2022, the economic fundamentals have resumed their boom, at the same time as the number of travelers transiting through the airport. Although their profile has changed, there are almost as many of them as before the crisis. Many Russian oligarchs have joined the emirate to escape international sanctions, filling the port with yachts seeking to escape the Sisi. Faced with this influx, real estate sales increased by 34% in volume, with an increase of 27% for off-plan sales and 40.6% for older properties in just 1 year. Dubai has thus become the most dynamic real estate market in the world again. However, this high demand has led to a spectacular increase in prices, which have doubled in the city where there are no outstanding debts and where rental yields exceed 12%. Thanks to a free financing system offered directly by the developers. This rise in housing prices is starting to cause problems for the less fortunate inhabitants, who sometimes have to give up their place to live in order to find cheaper ones. But in Dubai, finding cheaper is not an easy task, especially since the real estate madness does not seem to be about to stop. In February 2024, sales exceeded all records, with more than 9 billion euros in transactions in a single month, which is 37.7% more than at the same time the previous year. This trend contradicts the idea of the formation of a bubble in the Dubai real estate market. Indeed, more than 100 new projects of high-end residences and equipment are planned by 2033, for a total amount of $1,800 billion. This new wave of real estate projects is expected to continue to stimulate the Dubai real estate market in the coming years. The second breath. Although the debt of 8,200 billion euros over 10 years may seem astronomical, it is considered essential by the leaders of Dubai to welcome 5 to 6 million new wealthy inhabitants and double trade and GDP by then. Although it is difficult to say that Dubai is close to its end, it is important to ask yourself what could cause its downfall. First of all, it should be noted that the Emirates' finances are doing well, with debt reduced to 25% of its GDP after the early repayment of $5.5 billion to Abu Dhabi, its largest creditor, and $2.3 billion to the Emirates Federal Bank. If we add the debt of public companies, the total public debt of Dubai would reach 73% of GDP, against 155% in 2020. These results show a strong improvement in Dubai's finances and a reduction in the prospects of default. As for the real estate sector, although it has characteristics of a real estate bubble, the market remains in full swing. According to MAM's economic plans, this trend is expected to continue for at least 10 years. For example, the High Country Club, a complex of luxury villas and apartments worth almost 14 billion euros, was marketed in just a few hours. Other similar projects of hundreds of exceptional housing were torn off in record time, ending up in the hands of billionaires. In conclusion, although Dubai has challenges to overcome, such as rising real estate prices and housing problems for the less fortunate inhabitants, the Emirates' economic prospects remain positive, with a strong recovery in activities and an improvement in public finances. Dubai's ambitious development projects are expected to continue to attract investors and wealthy tourists, strengthening its position as a global economic and tourist center. The fall. Dubai is a city that attracts more and more rich people from all over the world. Although prices have doubled last year, the city remains cheaper than London or New York, and a market reversal is not to be expected, except in the event of a planetary disaster. However, the rise in housing prices has consequences, and Dubai has become a gateway for criminals and oligarchs who seek to launder money. The city also suffers from air pollution, which makes it unsavory for health. Officially, there is no poverty in Dubai, but the immigrant workers who build and maintain the city live in squalid conditions and are poorly paid. The cost of living has increased due to the influx of rich foreigners, and Dubai is gradually turning into a desert Monaco. Although the city assumes its status as a tax haven, the IMF has warned about the level of inflation that exceeds 5% in 2023. However, the real threat to Dubai could be the deterioration of living conditions, in particular air pollution caused by discharges from the airport, the port of Jebel Ali, the desalination plant, the neighboring oil field in Abu Dhabi, and the largest gas-fired power plant. The city is built in a desert area that has no rivers and where it rarely rains, with an extreme climate that threatens to become even more hostile. The rising water levels could also have disastrous consequences for the buildings closest to the sea. Dubai must therefore face many challenges to continue to prosper in the coming years, especially with regard to air pollution and the living conditions of immigrant workers. In conclusion, Dubai remains an attractive city for the rich around the world, but it faces many challenges to continue to prosper. The city must find a balance between its status as a tax haven and the social and environmental consequences of its rapid economic development. The Dubai authorities must also take measures to improve the living conditions of immigrant workers and reduce air pollution to ensure the long-term sustainability of the city. To conclude, luxury villas with stunning views are struggling to find buyers, and their construction is still pending. However, it is premature to talk about the upcoming end of Dubai. Although climate change and air pollution may make the city gradually uninhabitable, the Emirates' economy is expected to stabilize and will no longer offer the same opportunities to foreign investors. Only then can we consider discussing the future of Dubai. For now, it seems that the city still has good days ahead of it. I am looking forward to hearing your opinion on the issue.